So I decided, with all this behind me, elf and politeness and impressions and intelligibility, I thought I'll just conduct some research and find out for myself what politeness consists of in the elf scenario. Now, I was working in London at that time. This is International House, this is the reception. A lot of the reception staff at International House were non-native speakers, so we had Japanese, Swedish, etc. And people coming to reception tend to be non-native speakers. Students, people walking off the street asking about courses, etc. I left the recorder there for 8 hours, and I was just going to, transcribing, it was nuts. But I left it for 8 hours, and I wanted to see how many requests I could pick up. And I was so confident that I would hear things like, "Excuse me, do you mind? I was wondering if you could you, can you?" And surprisingly, what I saw was something completely different. Let's have a look. So, the audio recording was for 8 hours. I spotted what was intelligible to my ears, 49 requests, which I then transcribed. I had a questionnaire survey, and what I did was I took the 49 requests, I streamed it down to 10 requests representing the 49. I re-recorded it with one voice, one accent, so that people wouldn't be biased according to the accent. One voice, one accent, 10 requests. I gave it to 111 respondents to fill out, to decide how they felt about the 10 different types of requests and rate them according to how agreeable, appropriate, polite, etc. they thought they were. Then I had interviews, right? 8 focus groups to talk about the survey and the 10 requests that they heard, and 6 one-on-one interviews with the 6 receptionists, who were really the real people that were receiving these requests. Now, I could bore you with a lot of details about the actual survey, but actually it wasn't the survey that was interesting. It was the interview results and what came up during the focus groups that really made me raise my eyebrows. So let me share that partly with you. Now, these were some examples of the 10. I won't give you all 10, but these are some examples. Excuse me, the director, Maria? I'm not kidding, this was actually a request. It was classified as most direct, explicit, and in the survey per se, this was rated as the most, or the least polite. The least appropriate, the least polite. It scored low on all accounts. Yet, during the focus groups, people were saying something completely different. What do you think they said?
It was clear.
It was clear, yeah.
They can understand what the person is saying?
They can understand, so clear, intelligible, yeah. What about the impression you get? Because,
authoritative.
just very quickly, how many of you here would consider yourself native speakers of English? Oh, quite a few. All right. I consider myself a native speaker of English, and when I saw this, I thought, this is really rude. How awful. And surprisingly, most of the non-native speaker respondents had a totally different idea to me. They said, but maybe the person doesn't speak English very well. They really empathized. They said, maybe even if he did speak English well, maybe when he approached the reception desk, he was so nervous, he was rehearsing those requests in his head so many times, he just panicked and he said, "Excuse me, Maria, Director Maria?" And the non-native speakers seemed to really empathize with this. He's like, maybe he's not rude, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, you know?